Hi guys, so we are back. Oh, sorry. And I'm here with the Pudgy guys. And they are talk of the town everywhere on Twitter. So I'm sure you want to hear about what is actually like Pudgy's Europe and how it came to be. And these guys are from this clan, so they will tell you all about it. So I'll start with Fifi.
Yeah, so to talk a bit about me, I started being very deep into crypto in 2020, and of course NFTs and Pudgy since 2021. So you can say I'm an OG. And the way it really started with Pudgy Europe is we were so many in Europe, but really not seeing each other, not really meeting, because we would just let the team organize their events, and it's always in the US. So that started really as a way to just like let's meet, let's bond, and it became now something much bigger where we get the chance to go to conferences to talk about Pudgy, to have a local representation, and yeah, to make partnerships to go another way deeper, and that's really like amazing for I think Pudgy as a project because they get to really get the decentralization effect of the brand, and yeah, I don't know what you want to
Right.
know.
No. I wanted to ask, what's your normal background? So you were not always Pudgy.
Yeah, so I'm an entrepreneur. I have a coffee brand actually, so really like Web2 mostly because I have a sales online. I bring coffee directly from producers who make their own coffee, which is a kind of a promising niche to really bring the consumer and producers together and have really a fair chain of coffee and also a high quality coffee because it's like all the products like wine when the producer takes care of everything it becomes really something different, authentic and qualitative. So yeah, that's my daily life, building a coffee brand and organizing as well a coffee competition for all producers around the world to have medals and be able to prove that their coffee is quality is insane. And for this, I'm actually using one of my Pudgy Penguins as a mascot. So that's a fun fact about. I'm trying to bring together my two passions. So that's.
You see, that's actually great because Web3 Magic is a lot about connecting Web 2, Web 3. So this is cool. Now, Silvan, how did you get to Pudgies?
Okay, so it's a long story, right? I grew up in the UK and had a career in finance that led to Zurich, Switzerland, which included being one of the first employees at the first regulated crypto bank in Crypto Valley. So I got my interest in crypto and NFTs, from there. And yeah, founded also my own natural personal care company where we do 100% natural sunscreen. And from there, we sponsored a professional offshore sailing race in France and Spain. And to create some hype and leverage some of the Pudgy Penguin community, I chose to have the character Captain Puru as a mascot for the professional sailing event. And yeah, it took a lot of convincing, traditional sailing world to use an NFT as imagery for the race. But we got it through. We created a 6-foot inflatable penguin for the sailing village, which caused a lot of interest and attraction with kids running up to it and hugging it. And yeah, from there it's really taken on another form where it's becoming a part of the brand. And we've put the Captain Puru on the actual sunscreen, the baby sunscreen for our product. And yeah, as a part of that, Fifi came to the event in Europe, right, as the Pudgy Europe founder, if you like. And yeah, we've built up a bit of a friendship from there where we were in Zurich a few weeks ago and now in Milan.
That's like awesome story. I unfortunately the camera doesn't let me to have you both in the same time, so I'm just scrolling through. But I love the story about the sailing race and the crypto bank and the big Pudgy inflatable thing. My daughter would love it. I'm pretty sure.
You need to see pictures.
Yeah, so that's what I actually wanted to ask. Hey, you guys have to share pictures with me. I'll share it with the podcast. So it's fair to assume that you both were minting Pudgies when they started. No.
I bought my first Purgy like a couple weeks after the mint, when basically the project took over Twitter. It was like you couldn't go on Twitter without seeing a Pudgy Penguin, and like all the people I respected or admired in DeFi actually started being penguins. So that's what really got me, because before that I was a bit skeptical about these PFP projects. I was thinking it's like shitcoin with pictures, and then I saw the sense of like community, and it's just a beautiful picture. Like really, what got me into it, and what I think keeps getting people is the fact that it's cute universal art, and really like you don't really need to think about it. It's just like a perfect PFP. And of course now that we have a true company, because Pudgy Penguins have been through, let's say, hell, and now are back with a real team building a real brand, and it's so much easier now to speak about it. But we have had times where all we had to hang about is the community and just the cute penguins. So
Fair enough. Sylvain, have you been to Minter?
Not a minter of the original Pudgy Penguins, but some little Pudgies when they first. It was a secondary collection when they first were released. So I played around with them at the start, early on, but really, yeah, after Luca took over the Penguins, then I've really renewed and increased my interest in the project, right? And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of positive signs to show that they're really making a big impact, right? With onboarding, more people into Web3 and crypto, with their seamless onboarding experience with Pudgy World, for example, I think.
No, it's cool. For those who don't know, when did Luca took over the project?
yeah, so it was in April of 2022, and it was not just taking over the project. It was like for the first time buying an existing NFT project at a time where it seemed like stupid, or because it was so easy to mint out and create just easy art. And but Luca saw the real potential of the IP, and he was like, this brand just deserves a good operator, and it will work. So he put his own money down, and there was no treasury, so I had also to just not just buy, but also put money to get the thing going and start getting a team. And that was like, I guess today we can look back as the smart play. At the time it seemed crazy. And that's really like from day one, building a brand the right way. As Sylvain said, like the things are really meant for everyone. So it's not just like Web3 for Web3. It's bringing the good parts of Web3 for everyone and having a Web2 strategy. Like if you go on the Instagram of Pudgy Penguins, you will see just cute penguins with animations, cute story, relatable elements of life. You will laugh, you will just get attached to the character like you would get attached to other famous characters. You don't need to like know there are NFTs behind. You just create a brand, a character people can relate to, and that's what's really like with now the physical toys in all over like the US, in Walmart. It's just like really becoming just a brand, a character for everyone to enjoy. The genesis story are NFTs. The super fans want the NFTs, of course, but you can all like just have a connection with the brand in so many ways just by following the account on Instagram or by grabbing a toy. And that's so beautiful to see, like crossing all the borders and making sense of Web3 without pushing Web3 at all costs,
Absolutely, yeah. I totally agree with that. We shouldn't really be pushing Web3. People get scared when they hear it. But, so the question is, are the toys coming to Europe?
So last night it was finally revealed that the toys were arriving in the UK. So for now, through the Smith's toy stores. So I want to say when France, when Switzerland, but it should be coming soon. It's when you're trying to have an international distribution, it takes time. And with the laws, like to just distribute in France, you need the packaging in French, and that's additional. Yeah, you're losing time, but it's coming, and hopefully before the end of the year, everyone can enjoy the toys.
Okay, so maybe for Christmas, right? But you guys are not involved in this, right? In the spreading the toys around Europe, that's a separate team.
Yeah, that's the main team in the US. Like they are working on it with their partners, Retail Monster and PMI, and that's a huge work, And we're just working on getting the brand known, exciting the community, helping community members who want to do things with a penguin. Because as we own the IP, we can make products and do initiatives with them, and there needs to be a collective effort to help each other. So that's really our role, and just also connecting with European companies who maybe have trouble joining the main company, and building things together.
Cool. So because we are running out of time, so what's coming up for Pudgies Europe? Who wants to take it?
Well, I mean, Pudgy Europe, right? We want to make sure that more people are empowered to have use cases for their penguins, right? You know, looking at what we're doing with Captain Puru to inspire more traditional brands to use their penguins. And then, you know, with the potential licensing and overpass IP project coming up, you know, really encouraging, you know, people to want to get engaged and utilize it to the maximum with even, you know, receiving and applying for royalties, right, when that's finally released.
So how many Pudgies is actually in Europe? Do you guys know?
That's a good question, and from the start we keep meeting new penguins every time. So I would estimate now 1,000 at least. And you asked me a month ago, I would have told you 400. You know, it's just like so many holders are just going to conferences, or they're not really active on Twitter, or they don't. We have a map where you can pin yourself, but you know, with crypto culture or just not wanting take the time. Yeah, some people just don't want to do it, so it's hard to reach out to them. But as we go to events, we just like, you know, when you wear the merch, people like, oh yeah, Pudgy Penguin, I own one, and that's what creates the connection, the bond. And now that we're organizing meetups, like we get the chance to just attract them, and this way we can really like connect and bond. And like last weekend, we went to Oktoberfest, which had nothing to do with crypto, and we're just 40 penguins having the best time and sharing, like, you know, just not for a conference where you meet for an hour or for a dinner, like for full 3 days, spending time together, like staying at the same hotels, and that's really creating another level of connection.
I see. So it's probably like a partying culture. So anybody who likes parties should join Pudgies, I think.
Everyone. Whatever you like. If you're building a business, you want to use your penguin. If you want to party and you know, do things you wish like that are on your to-do list, but you never have the chance to go because you don't have the friends in that local area. We are lucky to have locals who can help us, like to get to Oktoberfest. We are lucky we had Victor the Viking, who like knows everything, how to get the tables, because for such a good big group like that, it's impossible. But when you have the local people to help, it's possible, and that's amazing.
Okay, lovely. Any last words? You guys want to highlight something which is, you know, really coming, something you really enjoyed here in Milan, whatever you want. I start with Silvan.
Well, I think it's the reception here in Milan has been fantastic, right? We have lots of people coming up to us and just want to talk more about the Pudgy Penguins and say how great the toys are. And I think, yeah, what I'm really excited about in Europe is for and the US and worldwide is for, you know, Pudgy Penguins to be the toy for Christmas, you know, the toy craze for Christmas where it sells out everywhere. I think that happens every couple of years where there's something incredible. And yeah, it looks like we're on time to potentially make that happen. So, yeah.
Very cool, very cool. Fifi?
Yeah, as a person who's really deep into Web3 and hope that Web3 takes off, it's really cool to see that the penguins are just the link, like our Trojan horse to get people into Web3 in a very cool way. Like when you give a toy to a child in the street or at the restaurant, you look at their smile on their face, and that's all you need to know that this is something that will attract them. And with Pudgy World, like being such a like easy experience with cool games, cool social interactions, this is insane. Like and now I feel like we have a duty for Web3 towards Web3 to do it right, because we have like an opportunity that I have not seen with any other, not just project in NFTs, but also apps, social apps or DeFi apps.
Very cool. Thank you, guys. I will definitely, you know, add links to your socials and, of course, to Pudgies to the show notes. And yeah, that was great. Thank you very much.
You did extremely well,
Thank you.
considering what you had some artistry behind you.